Hello everyone. So today in this cooking game, we are going to work on how to drag and drop these items. So here, if I drag an apple from my inventory, come here and release, an apple will be dropped into the pot. And if I drag a chicken, release, a chicken leg will be dropped. Similarly, we can do it as much as we want. Right now I don't have a limit in the inventory, so we can do a lot. So yeah, and then we can start the stove and maybe start cooking. So you will have your own apple, chicken, potato soup in a while, but cooking part is not done yet. It's just this drag and drop and add items into your pot. That's all I have done here. So yeah, pot is full now. Alright, so let's see how to do these steps today. And before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you will be able to access everything without any limits. And also, here is the full playlist of this series, Unreal Engine cooking game. Feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link to the full playlist also in the description. And let's get started with today's episode. Alright, so this is what we have right now. I can click on the inventory button and drag and drop these potato buttons, but as you can see, nothing is spawned here, so nothing is put into the pot. So the first step is to spawn items. So to spawn items, this is the way I'm gonna do. Here I have imported some example meshes. This is for apple, and here I have added collisions as well here like this, because I'm gonna spawn them and drop them. Same apple. Okay, now here we have this data table for each type of item that we will have in the inventory. Here I would need an additional field to add the static mesh as well, and this data table is based on this structure item data. So here I'll add a new variable. I'll call it mesh, and this static mesh, and I'll use the soft object reference because this is a data table and I don't think I want to load everything until I need them. So yeah, now once I do that, here I have the static mesh field here available. So the potato, apple, and chicken. So I'll assign these and close it. We don't need it anymore. So now let's go to our blueprints, UI, WP inventory. So here we have already created this one item pressed and one item released. Now here at one item released, let's just spawn whatever these selected buttons. We can get item data, and from that we can access the static mesh, and let's spawn this above the pot. So to get the location of the pot, here let me go to the stove and I'll add some scene component. I'll call it spawn point, No, drop point. Let's call it drop point. The position like this. File, and then here in the on initialize, which is here. Here is the on initialize. Before this, let's get factor of class. And yeah, hold on, I need to do this also, so let me just do it right here. And as the actor class, I'll choose bp stop, and then if we get a valid class here, I'll get a drop point, reference to drop point, and get world location. Okay, and I'll remove this to variable drop point. Right, now here when we release the button on item released, we yeah, let's spawn this mesh, a mesh actor with this mesh on the drop point. So to do that, let's load this first. We will have to load it, otherwise we will not be able to use it. And then create actor, no, spawn actor from class, and the class would be static mesh actor. I'll change this to always spawn, ignore collisions, and here make transform. Well, yeah, I don't want to change anything to rotation or scale, but for the location I'll use this spawn point, and as the instigator I'll get player on. Oh wait, get on in player on, right? Okay, and then here I need to set the static mesh, but we would get a warning. We will not be able to change the static mesh unless we set the mobility of this spawn mesh into into movable. So set mobility to and set mesh set static mesh to this. Yeah. And also I'll set simulate physics to true so that we can drop it. And that all. Oh, we need to make sure that we have collisions for the for the pot. Otherwise, it will not hold. So, by collisions, yeah, you can see we don't have under convex R. Maybe let's increase this. Apply. Okay, this should be good enough. Now we have positions. All right. Now let's see. See, now we can drop items. So the problem is, even if I drop it here, it still spawns and drops items, which is not ideal. So let's add some indicator, like some arrow here. When I drag and drop, when I go closer here, the arrow should change color to indicate that we can drop the item now. And only if I release here, item should be dropped. But if I try to release here, item should not be dropped. Alright, so how do I do that? Okay, I have created a texture for that. It's a simple arrow actually. Here, this arrow. So I'll drag and drop into my inventory. That is 400. Oh, not position. Oh, it's too large. Maybe this is good. And I'll set this arrow to the at the spawn point. So this should be hidden by default. So I'll set it to none hidden. Oh, hidden. And then let's go. I rename this. What should I call it? J drop indicator. And here, when we get the drop point, I'll get player controller, then widget position. Project world location to widget position. So I'll use this and get the relevant widget position into a variable. I'll call it drop point widget position. Okay. And then here we check. I'll set the alignment to 0.5, and then so that whatever the position we set here, it will be centered around that position. So here on item pressed, I'll get drop item indicator and set position. No, get slot as canvas slot, set position, and the position should be okay. Since our camera is not moving, we don't have a problem with changing positions. So drop point widget position is that. And also we need to make this visible. Set visibility to visible. Okay, let's see if this part is working. It is working, but it is appearing here. So maybe should add the width of this, or half of the width of this, to this drop position when we set the location. That means here width size and oh, what if I add to this? Maybe y should not be added, but yeah, let's just see what happens. Oh, I forgot to divide, but that's fine. Yeah, we need to divide and we need to only add x. Maybe y should be subtracted. So, right. Size and multiply x.5 y minus 0.5. This should work. Let's see. Yeah, this is better. So, oh, the arrow is on top. We should move it back. And also we need to make it disappear once we release the item. And also we need to maybe make it green if we are closer to the arrow. So to hide it, here on item released, one thing I should check here is we need to make sure if we are still dragging this. Otherwise, if we just click and release, still items will be spawned. So yeah, it's working. Here, get drag indicator. But here, an item released. That is related to hidden. Right. Got the arrow and drop in. It's working. So the next step is getting this arrow to maybe it should be green when I come close to this. So for that, here let's go to the event graph, and in the tick we have this get mouse position, which we use to set the drag buttons position. I'll get the distance from this to this drop point. If the distance is less than, let's say, 200, we should make this image green, otherwise it should stay white. Set color and opacity. I'll select this using this way here. If it is false, it should stay white. If it is true, it should become green. All right, let's see. It's fine, but it becomes green here and not here. Why is that? Maybe we should do the same treatment that we did to calculate, to set the position. What if instead of using this IMG drop indicator, slot as camera slot, get position and use that. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Okay, this is cool. This is all I want to do for today. And now I can maybe start the stove and create a potato apple chicken soup. Something like that. Don't try that at home. So yeah, that's all I want to do for today. And let's see into next step in the next episode. And thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And do let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in another episode. Goodbye.